What's going on, everybody? You're now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. And Mexican Independence Day was full of surprises. Lots of surprises. Well, surprises. Not. I expected a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie, to be honest with you, but it's surprising nonetheless, man. But let's get into it. Let's cover. We're gonna cover 3 fights today. The first one is where I was not shocked. DSG Danny Swift Garcia versus Erislandy Lara. I'll be honest, man. I was not shocked at all by the performance by Danny Swift Garcia. He looked very rusty. Did not look like the regular Garcia we've seen before, in my opinion.
I think your opinion is a fact, and he even said it himself. Danny Garcia, off for 2 years, and he moved up to middleweight, although it was a catch weight of 157. That's what happens, man. Especially you face a guy, although an old Lara, but that you saw in the fight, he was still the bigger guy, although he didn't use his size as much. He was just physically bigger, and with his boxing skill, he got the job done. It was an underwhelming fight. In my opinion, it was Danny Garcia was there trying to box instead of take the fight to the Cuban. Lara, though, he with his Cuban background and his boxing ability, he was never countered. With Danny Garcia's being an off night for him and as the smaller guy, I was surprised that he. I expected that he was going to lose, but I was surprised that he actually went down. What do you think of the knockdown, though? Because it seemed like it was just like a grazing shot, or it's obviously it wasn't full force, but it folded Danny Garcia.
Yeah, I was shocked by that, man, because Garcia took a lot. He fought a lot of big names in the past.
Yep.
And folded a bunch of them too, right?
Yep.
He fought someone like Errol Spence, for example, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman.
Hell yeah. That was
Amir Khan. Right? I'm like, well, goddamn, man. I think in my opinion, he shouldn't have went to Lara right away. Get your feet wet again, get a quote unquote tune up or another welcome back fight, and then take on Lara. But what does he do? He goes straight to the bad Cuban.
And hey,
that time off really showed, man. Really showed.
Yeah, it did. Although, like I said, it was an underwhelming fight. We expected it to happen, but hopefully, he said he's not done yet. So hopefully he gets back to it. I would love for him to come down back to 154, and get a couple of fights, and then if he's successful, he can get his a shot at probably a big name or a title shot, but we'll see. It's going to be a long, he's about 35, 36, so it's going to be interesting how his career ends. But same with Lara. I mean, Lara right now, he's a champion. He's 41. Who's going to dethrone him? There's a lot of names in that division, but I think there's a lot of options for Lara moving forward. He can go back to 54, or he stays at 60. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, Lara looked really good, man. But the next fight, I like this fight, man. This fight was insane.
This should have been the co-main, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. This fight was nuts. Caleb Plant versus Trevor McCumby. Wow.
First round, that left hook that hit Plant. What do you think? Think that's a knockdown?
They should have counted that as a knockdown, man.
I agree.
It looked like he had Bambi legs when he was walking back to his corner. He just,
yep. He leaned on Trevor for a good while. He was leaning. He had no legs.
Clean hook too. Yeah, very clean hook. I was shocked. Right, but after that round, the adjustments that their camp made, wow, he adjusted on the fly. Didn't want to fight on the outside. Stayed really close in the pocket. And lo and behold, took him out.
great adjustment by Plant, and you can tell all these experience that he gained from fighting Canelo and Benavidez. He was struggling the first couple of rounds. He was getting outdogged by Trevor McCumby because that's all he does. Um, and it was a different style for Plant. He wasn't used to actually someone just dogging it out, and that's what happened the first few rounds. But man, shout out to Caleb Plant. I think this is a fight of the year contender. He was able to adjust instead of him sticking to moving and boxing. He put his head down by his mouthpiece and said, "Let's go." And hey, that's what he did, man. It was a great fight. You know, it was great for the fans. It looked like the fight looked. It was fireworks.
I
Man,
agree.
he did get the job done. So kudos to Caleb Plant, man. More.
Yeah,
He's gonna come up, so there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for him.
tons, man. So many opportunities, and even for Trevor, man. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Leading up
yeah.
to the fight, I did not like this guy at all, right? But seeing him hang with Caleb Plant, for the most part, I was like, damn,
I agree.
this guy's actually
Abs-
good.
Absolutely. That was my next point. I was just gonna say that how although Trevor McCumby got he lost by knockout, he took an L. I think that's a good fight for his career. It's a small win for his career because I think he's gonna get bigger fights. Although probably not a Canelo Alvarez, which is the champion, but he can get a Berlanga fight. Maybe an Mbili, a Munguia, whoever wins between Munguia and Eric Bazinian. There's a lot of fights for him there. Maybe even a Caleb Plant rematch and how great that fight was. So Trevor McCumby is going to be there's still a lot of good fights left, and it's gonna be good for the eyes for a lot of fans.
Plenty, man. It shows how well he can like stack up. Because like before, he wasn't at that level of competition, but once he took on Plant for the first few rounds, it's like it shows that he can hang in that division in that level of competition. So I'm pumped to see where he goes next. If it's an Billy fight, oh bro, that's gonna be a crazy one
Hey,
too. Jesus,
exactly. Like his style is for the
right?
fans, and that's what fans love to see, right? So, like I said, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man. And talking about fun, man. The main event:
Last one, Edgar.
Edgar Berlanga versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Um, exactly what I expected without the knockout. I thought Berlanga wasn't gonna be experienced enough to weather the storm, but I was wrong. Berlanga showed poise. Berlanga showed his toughness. He showed his boxing skill a little bit by establishing the jab and actually countering Canelo. But experience showed at night, which we all expected. Canelo was just levels above Berlanga for now. Berlanga is 26, so he just started. But I think this fight, it's same as McCumby. Although he took an L, which everyone expected him to take an L anyways. I think this is a win for Berlanga because it probably already catapulted his career. A lot of people are already talking about that fight. So it's going to be a good. It'll open doors, for maybe a plan. Like I said, McCumby, a lot of hitters at 168. So regarding the fight, I thought he was going to get knocked out, but he was just too big. Report said he was 193 pounds that
190,
fight.
yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of, and it showed in the fight. He was way bigger than Canelo. So just by those facts, he was kind of hard to get to get knocked out, and he took that left hook pretty well. He got dropped, but he was conscious when he got dropped, and he went back right up, and he fought. So, I think it's a good performance by Berlanga, but obviously with the experience and how great Canelo is, it just wasn't enough that night.
True. Very true. And I'll be honest, I was hoping for a knockdown, man. After that, no, knockdown. I was hoping for a knockout.
Yeah,
After that first knockdown, and I saw Canelo just marching forward, just trying to take him out. I was like, this is it. This is it. We're going to win our parlay. Well, somewhat not really, but I thought that was going to be the end of the night. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed that he didn't get knocked out. But at the same time, I have to give Berlanga his flowers for going the full 12 rounds with Canelo.
Yep.
Because that's not an easy task.
Yep. And the thing is, he didn't just survive. It kind of, if you watch the fight, it probably didn't seem like he was trying to win, but he was cautious and he was trying to be selective with his shots, but he's throwing the shots. It's just like I said, it's Canelo Alvarez, man, and that's what happens. He just came short, but he'll be right back up.
True, and Canelo had the chin on him too, man. I was
he took pretty good. He took a few left hooks and actually a few overhand rights, and he just marched forward.
Ate it.
That says a lot, man. That says a lot. Canelo has a granite chin, bro. It's him and GGG. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe a better BF, but I don't know if someone can actually at that weight class. I don't know if someone can hurt Canelo enough that he's just gonna be on his bike for the whole fight.
Now that I think about it, there's only one person that could probably do it, and that person is Naoya Inoue. But that's but with that said, because like Canelo's been clearing out the division, right? Yes, sure, he can fight him, Billy. Yeah, sure, he can have another rematch with Caleb Plant or Benavidez at 168. But in my opinion, man, what's next for Canelo? I think he just jump up to 175, try to get undisputed. Do something crazy. Because 168, he's been cleaning house. Benavidez fight, as much as we would all love to see it, I think it might be the same outcome as this Berlanga fight. I'll go 12 rounds, decision, boom. Right? Yeah, sure, he can fight Crawford, but why? What's the point?
There's no point. I mean, we've seen him take a punch from a guy that's 193 and a big puncher, and he just took it. Like, no disrespect to Crawford. Like, what can you bring?
Yeah. Right? So, like, go up to 170. I think 175 should be the next move for him, man. In my opinion. If he wants to really create legacy, stay at 175, fight better BF, see what happens there.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. That's what he said. I mean, Canelo is crazy. A lot of people are saying he's ducking Benavidez. To be honest, that's probably true. He is ducking Benavidez, but he's not ducking because he's scared. In my opinion, he's just ducking because Benavidez has nothing on the table. Now, it's criminal as it sounds, but it sounds like he's trying to steal the title shot at 175 from Benavidez, because obviously the winner of Better BF Bivol, Benavidez, is the mandatory. But guess what? If Canelo decides to jump in, no question, who are you going to fight? If you're Bivol, you already beat the guy that's trying to get your belt. You know what I mean? So might as well just fight him for way more money for a smaller guy and the guy that you already beat. If you're Better BF, same thing. You're going to fight a bigger Benavidez or a smaller Canelo, and you just knocked out Bivol. I'm assuming that's how he wins. If he wins, I'm going to cry. But Canelo, man, it sucks, but he's the jefe, bro. He controls the shot. So if he decides to go up to 175 and challenges Bivol, he said Bivol, he didn't say Better BF. I don't know why, but that would be a good fight too. But if assuming Bivol wins, that's probably going to be next for Canelo. And unfortunately, Bivol is he's going to get an offer that he can't say no to. He's going to have Bivol's going to have 4 belts, and Canelo's probably going to offer him a lot of money, and that's just something he won't be able to say no to. That being said, though, if Canelo moves up to 175, fights Bivol or Better BF, David Benavidez is still there. So, hopefully that fight still happens. I'm still hoping, but at that point, they both are in the same division again, and they're both at the tail end. Canelo will be closer to the tail end of the career, and hopefully one last time, depending on how his performance is against Bivol or Better BF, if they actually fight.
Yeah, man. And I wouldn't mind a Canelo versus David Benavidez fight. Not at 168 though. At 175. That'd be sick. Imagine that. So I wouldn't mind that fight, but at 168, just move on, man. There's nothing else down there. No,
I agree. I
he
think
isn't.
it's just Canelo's just going down the road where it's just he's just waiting for someone to beat him at 168, like a McCumby. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna lose,
Yeah.
lose to better BF. You know,
Yeah.
lose to Bivol again. Hell, lose to Benavides, right? But if you're just gonna hang around 168, because Benavides is not going back down anymore, unless you actually probably give him a shot, but you're gonna say no. Either that or who? A Caleb Plant, a Berlanga. Like you already beat these guys. And
Yeah.
Billy, man, Billy's probably good, but it's
I don't know.
just a risk of losing to a lower name guy rather than you taking the risk and losing and moving up. So I think that's a better step for Canelo is to move up and challenge the big boys again.
Yeah. The next thing you know, we have Canelo Alvarez versus Deontay Wilder. That'd be
Hey,
crazy.
if he beats Better Be
I
or
say,
Bivol, man, Opetaya first, and then we'll.
yeah.
He said
It's
he
the
was going to go up
dumbest
to
thing ever.
cruiserweight before when he was, he was untouchable, but Bivol beat him. So we'll see. We'll see.
We will see, man. We will see. But let us know what you guys think, man. Who should Canelo fight next? And if y'all say David Benavides, tell us why. I don't want to hear no, oh, he's stuck in him. He's stuck in him. He's scared of Benavides. No, he not. Maybe he is. But who knows? But just give us some logical answers
Yeah.
in the comment section below. Just remember.
Hell
Until
yeah.
next time, guys, we're the opposite of in, which is out.
Peace.
Bye.